2, 1. Welcome back to episode 3. This is why a ACOC can and will change your life. All right, getting into dude, whoa, big intro first. Let's talk about this is
boy,
gonna be,
do we have a podcast for you guys
this
today.
is going to be the most important episode by far. I mean, so far, because this is about the mentality, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you are not if you're gonna play Valorant or you're gonna even do anything in life, the mentality comes first, no matter what, bro. Like I'm one of those believers. Like, you obviously you can hit your ranks without ever worrying about your mentality, because you could rage at your teammates and still be climbing. But it's like, it's just having a better perception on the game will just do so much more for you, and it can just help you. And we'll explain pretty much, because we're gonna go through a lot of
basically
common
if there's
topics.
any fucking episode that you listen to and actually pay attention, it's got to be fucking this one. This is
100%.
this is the key. Like, this is, if you guys are looking for that little shortcut to get better at whatever you want to do, to fucking hit that rank, to go pro or
Yeah, because this unlocks the door.
This is how you go from being one of those toxic fucking blame my teammates hard-stuck silver players to being able to hit whatever rank you want to hit.
Because it changes your mindset. It opens up you to being optimistic. It opens you up to looking at the game in a different perspective. So when you're watching pros play for content, instead of you doing that, you're going to be looking at them to get better subconsciously too, and you're going to like it, because when you see yourself getting these results, you're going to want more, and that's kind of how the brain works. We literally, that's why you'll wonder why some people wake up at 4 a.m, shit for 3 hours, not wipe their ass and go jog a mile, right? Like, literally, those people are to you. You're like, how could somebody enjoy that? How could, the people who work out for 20 plus years consistently and never quit? It's like, how do those people go through all that mental strain, and how are they so good? It's because they just enjoy it. They love seeing their body go through changes. That's why they become bodybuilders. That's why those fat, obese people or those skinny chicken wing people turn into those bodybuilders, because they love to see their body go through those changes, right?
This is so. Let me put this into better understanding for most people. This is what took me from silver to diamond, and what took Gabe from plat to immortal 2. Like, this alone made him a professional player in Counter-Strike. This made him a fucking, what would you say, professional player level league player.
Yeah.
This is what makes you fucking, you're better than everyone if you can do this, I swear to God. Like, I don't mean that in a toxic way, like oh, I'm better than everyone. I mean that in this is what makes you be able to be wherever you want and do whatever you want, if you're able to apply this in the correct ways.
Right. Okay, there's the intro. Now on to the mental aspect of the game. That's the lab.
All right,
so, if you're talking about that's the lab, we're stop watching it, because we need to keep track of time more, so we can pump out hour-long content.
We're getting better.
Yeah,
we're
getting more professional here. But first one would be the mental aspect of the game. If you guys did not know and you're here, there is 4 sections of the game. There's aim, movement, game sense, and the fourth one that may not be included because you're not really worried about it. It's mostly hidden, yeah. Because you're mostly worried about, it's overruled. Mostly people work on their aim. Some people actually work on their movement, and some people work on the game sense, right? So it literally goes in that order: aim, game sense, movement, and then mental.
Some people like us tend to work on all 4, so that's why we get good.
But we isolation train. That's in another video. But
that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. But today,
mental.
Oh my God!
Mental is
Go ahead.
You got it? No. All right, I got it. All right. Mental is we're not just your coaches, we're your therapists. And if you never had a therapist before, it's literally just somebody who's a second mind. It's an objective. You can't get an objective view.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can't get
without
an objective view of yourself, so you're helping somebody get the objective view of you, right? So.
All right. So a huge section, by the way, of mentality in the game is just first of all, how are you approaching the game? That's definitely the first thing we should talk about is how are you approaching the game? And what that means is like, how are you setting yourself up for success? And I'm not talking about going into a game, having aim trained and warmed up. I'm talking about how are you preparing yourself to hit these goals that you have, right?
Very true. The learning zone. Categorizing into 2 parts.
And we have a whole nother podcast on this on a different channel 8 months ago. So if you don't,
yeah, dude, we talked. Yeah, but the learning zone is essential. It's like kind of like the warm up. It's like the knowing when to practice instead of warm up kind of esque stuff. It's like you do your warm up in your morning and you practice at the night.
And also knowing how to practice effectively is what makes you. You know, this is a part of the mentality aspect, but
yeah, approaching the game is
trying to. Go ahead.
Approaching the game is approaching the game in a good mentality. You know what I mean? It's like you can't go into the game if you just like, and you have to, because you could be the complete opposite, and you could also be the other way, right? So it's like you could go in with a good mentality. This is very dangerous if you're one of these people. You can go in whatever your mentality be, and when you walk out, you're more angry, you're more upset at the game, you're more frustrated. You're not calmer person than you were when you started the game, right? So it's like
by the way, we understand that. We understand that is a thing because, like it or not, and want to believe it or not, we were those people. We were those people that would sit down and call everyone dog shit and blame our teammates.
Yeah, because the facts are there, man. Unfortunate enough, like the person who's above you has been through the same things as you, or if not, will be the same things, or will go through the same things as you. To reach, because you like the facts. The reason why I say the facts is there is because they wouldn't be the ranks they are if they had not be those experiences. Like I say, a lot of the times the pros are pros not because they win a lot, but because they know how to lose a lot, right? And it's like that's all the mindset. That like anything you do goes back to the mindset. Like genuinely, like they wouldn't be there where they are today if not had be the mindset they had, right? So it's like this is how meaningful it is. Like you have to approach the game, and not just the game, you have to approach life in a better perspective, because if you just have such a toxic just so many toxic narratives about life and so many bad perspectives, like you're never gonna learn from any of them. Like a perfect example.
We could put this I was gonna say an example. Whoa, get out of my brain.
Yeah, you go first.
All right, so I was gonna say a good example of this is like, well, Gabe's probably more familiar with it than I am, but working out, right? Some people will go into working out and they'll do their first day or their first week or their first month, their first set, right? And they'll go, first of all, I don't like this shit. You know, it's boring. I have to go lift weights. It's tiring. It makes me feel like shit after. I don't want to do this anymore. And they'll quit. A lot of people will literally quit within the first what is it, the first 2 to 3 months? Like that's when most people will stop.
There's probably people who set their New Year's resolution and then 2 to 3 weeks in, because they try to do it through sheer willpower, they probably already quit.
Exactly.
Like literally these days that it's the 22nd or the 27th of January. There is probably people like right now who haven't woken up to go to the gym because they haven't set their New Year's resolutions.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if your New Year's resolution was to work out or to go pro in a game or to do whatever, and you're sticking with it right now, fucking good for you, bro.
Hey man, good for you. Pat yourself on the back. Day 27. All I'm saying,
it's not good enough. You know, do better, do more. You can always do more. I know how that sounds, but I'm literally serious. Do more. Figure out what you're lacking in. Figure out if you're wasting time, and do more.
All right, but off subject. You're going off subject.
Yeah. Back to the thing. Right. So when you work out, right, you feel like shit. You don't see any results for the first couple weeks. But then if you actually stick with it and you actually go through with it for, I'd say another month or so, you will end up feeling stronger. Like it's not even that you'll see the results like in the mirror. You're not actually going to see most of those results if you're going on like, let's say, a weight loss journey. You're not really going to see the pounds shedding off, right? You might see the scale changing. You might notice a little bit of improvement in your life. Like you might see your fucking shirt size go down, but you're not going to see the pound for pound, the ounce for ounce that you're losing every day. You're not going to see that, which is actually the hardest part, because most of the time, and I've experienced this, I'm experiencing it right now in Valorant, you don't notice your improvement. Like, it's very draining, actually. So it is a part of the mentality that you have to keep, and you have to understand that is what's going to happen, is you're going to get good, right? And as you get better, you're not going to notice you're getting better, because the players are just harder players now, and they're the same rank as you, you know? Like, they are the same. Because the rank...
Like, the rank is the indicator, the rank is there, but you have to imagine that, like, there's not these promotions in the rank. Like, gold is just not, there is no golds 1, 2, and 3. There's just gold. Like, and there's just platinum, and then there's just diamond. So it's like when you're in between gold 3 and platinum 1, you are on your way to working towards being a gold 1 player, and it's completely normal for you to shift in and out of gold, or in and out of platinum and gold, like, continuously. Like, it's completely normal, because
is actually extremely frustrating to a lot of people who start their climb, right?
Absolutely.
Because platinum, you know, I've seen this so many times. People will hit platinum and go, all right, I'm better than the average. I've worked. It's actually, it is a big goal. Like, if you go from gold to platinum, or silver to platinum, or bronze to platinum, that is a good thing that you did. Like, that, congratulations for that. That is actually a difficult thing to do, because you are now a part of the, what is it, the top 10% of the game? The top, like, 20%, something like that. You're now a part of that percent. You went from being the average or below average to being the top 10 to 20%, which is, like, that's a good climb. If you want to stop there and you think that you've done everything you want to do and you no longer feel the motivation, I would say fine. Like, me personally, I wouldn't, like, be mad at you for stopping if that was your goal, you know? And like, it's hard.
Yeah, it's like, then guess what? It wraps back to the mentality.
100%.
It wraps back to the way it wraps back to the fucking, literally just mentality. It's so hard to describe, because it's so hard to put into words. Like, it's the growth. First, I'd start you off. Let's start you off. Yeah. Okay, so now you know the dangers, how would you say, dangerosities? Is that a word?
No.
It's not a word. Where it is now. Now you know the things to stay away from. Now you know the adversities of approaching the game in the wrong way.
The hardships.
So now I'm gonna tell you how to approach it in the right way, right? So I would pretty much start you off with the growth mindset. No doubt to start you off with the growth mindset. Best thing in my life. Swear to God. I remember the exact day. It's August 14th, 2019 is when I started my journey of bettering myself, that I was going to be done with being this same person. Because, like, it's a serious problem when you like, because if you're going to spend a day where you're productive, right? Theoretically speaking, if you're going to spend a day where you're productive, and you're going to say, hey, I'm going to take my Monday. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to work out. I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to go to I'm going to go to school, and I'm going to focus, or I'm going to go to work. Jesus. Sorry, bear with me with the talk. You know it's bad. Damn, what did I puff a fucking? Did I puff? Sounds like I just hit a bar or something in the air or something.
You just lit up a fucking blunt right now.
Yeah, lit up a joint. But sorry. When you go to work and you go to school and you have this super, super productive day, you're gonna be like, you're gonna notice you've done more in this day than you have in a week. Because it's really bad when you know you haven't moved as a person from where you were yesterday. Like, that's where your mentality can start to just, like, spiral you in depression, because you feel like you're doing the same thing every day, and it's because you are, right? You're just waking up, you're just going to work, you're hanging out with the same people, you're doing the same things, you're not doing anything, and it's like you're gonna, jeez, it's back. Let me drink some water. Above, you pick this up.
All right. So basically, what we're saying is you have to do new things to think new things. You have to do new things to try, like. If you're living the same day over and over and over again, like, let's say, all right, here's an example. Most people, a lot of people's parents, a lot of people's, like, family members, or even maybe you, are going to school / work 9 to 5 every single day, coming home and relaxing for 3 hours, doing homework or whatever. Maybe you go to the gym, whatever, right? Every single day, same routine, over and over and over again. Maybe there's a little change, like maybe every like couple weeks you go out with your friends spontaneously, right? That's not really anything new. Like, everyone does that, right? And I mean, like, if you want to stay in that bubble and like you're fine with that, and you're like avoiding change because you don't think that you need to change, then like, I guess go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna force change on you. You have to do it yourself. But if you really do want to improve your life, and you really do want to start something new and try new things and have new experiences, you have to do new things. You have to. You can't sit there and expect things to just change because you want them to. Right? So when you do things like, let's say, on a whim, right? There's this, I watched this video earlier, a couple days ago. This guy, he was like essentially in a slump in his life. He was not feeling like bright and happy, like every day was a new adventure, and he had started getting into this mundane lifestyle. He'd work on his computer for like 3 hours or 4 hours per day, go do this and that, you know. But what really shot him out of that mundane, that graying kind of lifestyle that he was experiencing was, he literally said to himself, I need to go jump in a lake or something. Like, that's what he thought. And you know what he did? He went and he jumped in a fucking lake. A freezing cold lake, just because he needed to do something new. He did it, and from his experience, I don't know, I'm not him, I didn't live his life, but he said it made him feel new. It made him experience things in a different way. He was thinking about every day that he went through completely differently, and I don't know exactly why. I'm not a fucking psychiatrist. I'm not a, you know, I don't know these things, but
yeah, dude, and that's the worst part. That's the worst part. It's probably gonna like slow. I'm gonna subconsciously branch into our next section here, and I'm gonna lap it right there. It's how you handle challenges. It's the worst part. It's
right.
So like, and it's not you. It's the school you go to, and this is gonna suck because it's your upbringing. It's throughout your entire life.
You can't change it. Like, you can,
right,
but it's the most difficult thing to change.
Hard. It's so hard. It's the hardest thing for you to change. It's your lifestyle. It's everything you've been taught.
You're not used to anyone telling you that what you're doing is wrong, or where you're living is incorrect, or how you're doing things is wrong.
Until you turn 24, there's a chemical compound in your brain that creates that I don't even know what the neurology about it is, but it basically that's when your brain starts to develop consequences. Like, you start to realize or question the things that you're doing, if they're right or wrong. That's why sometimes when you're 18 years old or you're 19, you're gonna have those thoughts: is what I'm doing the right thing? That's the consequences. Right. That's the chemical compound that's questioning whether or not you're doing is what you want to be doing for the rest of your life, right?
But once you're like around 24 is when you actually start developing that I guess it's a chemical in your brain, or the way
it's fully developed. I'd say it's fully developed.
That's when you start actually like noticing it like all the time. That's when it actually is at its peak, I would say, and then as you go on in life, it kind of dwindles down less and less. But like, basically what we're saying here is everything around you like can change if you want it to change. If you want to change, things around you have to change too, right?
100%. But yeah, going back to how you handle challenges, let me explain something to you. This is a part of your upbringing. I'm gonna explain your upbringing to you because it's everybody in my generation. Everybody in my generation. There's probably some people who've stayed away from school or been that adversity from school, but you've been taught this, and everybody in school has been taught this. It's that when you go to school and you take your tests, because there's going to be tests in school no matter what, and you know what I mean, you take your tests and you check on the test. There's 50 questions, and there's four questions per like section, right? Yeah, 4 options per question, right? And there's only one right answer, and that's what they teach you. There's one right answer.
is you can't have one right answer, no collaboration. You can't have that because that defeats life.
Right. No helping. No, don't be in groups. Stay by yourself. If you get it wrong, it's bad. Don't fail. Like, only succeed. Like that's what they want from you. And
the most successful people in the world have failed more times than anyone else. That's why they're successful. It's because they failed so many times that they understand what it takes to succeed.
And that's the scariest part is you're not aware that it's completely normal to fail. And that's why you give up, because you're just afraid of this failure, right? And it's like, it could be anything. It could literally be anything. It could be you not being capable of aim training for 2 hours a day, and you're upset that you failed and you can't continue and you can't grow. But like, and it's like working out. Like, you work out, you go in with the right mentality. It's like, and then you fail and you're upset that, like, don't be upset. Like, failing is normal. Like, that to me is like so confusing. Like, people will just do, like, no matter what it is, they'll do something and they'll fail at it and they'll give up. And it's like, that's my best advice. The big takeaway is whatever, because it's like, there's like, right now you wouldn't be here if you, like, because unfortunately for YouTube, you tracked a certain amount of audience, you attracted a certain audience, and it's not like, that's the worst part. You can't, like, control the people who click on your videos. You like, or no, you basically, like, you can and you can't, but it's like, I can't attract the people who need help. I can only attract the people who are looking for help. Right. And that's the concern. But it's like, my biggest advice to you is just don't give up, because the people we're the ones who pick up the guitar or pick up the piano or pick up whatever it is the fuck we do, and we get really good at it. We get really decent at it, and we work towards it. Say, for an example, it's the guitar. Say we pick up the guitar and our main goal is to maybe work by ear or get good enough to where I could listen to a song by ear and play it once. Like, that's how good I want to be. And you work towards this goal. You're playing the guitar and you get really decent at it. You learn the chords, you learn the pentatonic scale, or you learn a little bit of sliding. Who knows? And then you quit, because once the challenge, like how you handle challenges, once the challenge,
basics, it gets hard. And
it gets harder.
Essentially, you plateau in your skill,
right?
And your improvement, and that's what's so scary to a lot of people is, once you hit that plateau. I could put it in gaming terms too, but like, I don't think that it's really
better in life. It's more relatable,
yeah,
more reminiscent.
It's like once you hit that level of just, this is where you're gonna be for a while, people often quit at that because they think that I'm not improving, therefore I can't improve, and that is a horrible way to view what you're doing. Like, if you practice guitar for 10 minutes, right? Like, or let's say 20 minutes every day, right? And over 6 months, you got, like, pretty damn good. Like, you could do, like, some sliding. Maybe you could do some tapping if you're really fucking goated. But you could do these cool things, and you could play, like, a fucking, let's say your goal is to learn Through the Fire and the Flames, right? And you're, like, up to the point where you could play the notes, just not at the speed, and you're not capable of doing that. You haven't built the dexterity. People will quit just because I haven't built that up yet, or I haven't, they haven't gotten to the point where they could do exactly what they want to do.
It's different for every single, because like everybody learns differently. So it's like the reason why you quit is different.
And but you quit because,
you quit because the challenge seems too hard to tackle. So I'll just give up. Like, that's what that is. And that's, like I said, that comes back to my advice. Just don't give up. Like, literally. It sounds cliche. It's because it is. But, like, when you, like, imagine if you finally learned Through the Fire and the Flames, and or maybe you finally learned by ear what you wanted to do. And you set down the guitar and you felt accomplishment. Like, you did out what you set to do, no matter how long.
Never get that feeling either.
They never. That's why they feel so unaccomplished at 25 or 26 years old, or 19 or 20, like whatever it may. You need that sense of accomplishment.
Exactly. They haven't felt that true, I did this. I did what I set out to do. I didn't quit.
And
I stuck it through. I took on the hard things, and I did it. Like, that is now you can play Through the Fire and the fucking Flames, bro. You know how many like, how cool of a trick that is?
I'm gonna tie in here. Super Sober Coaches here. We don't do drugs here. on the podcast, unless you count coffee. We are fucking coffee consumers. But Super Sober Steve here on the podcast. I'm gonna tie in drugs here. That's a copium. Yeah, that's why you look towards drugs, because you've never felt this sense of accomplishment. It's like everybody's climbing a mountain.
Actual drugs. It could also be like you're addicted to your phone or whatever.
Yeah, true. Very true. You could be also addicted to other things besides actual drugs, but most people do in our generation. Once you smoking weed, maybe drinking or whatever. Like, there's a lot of people who do that. They
hitting your fucking USB thumb drive that you bought.
Or some people they stuff their face in a monitor without actually knowing what they want to do with it, right? And those are the people, they hide behind this curtain, they seal their bubble up, they tighten up, they be introverted. Too many
people like that.
Yeah, we know way too many people who do that. Jaden. Anyways, but it's like it's this copium, and it's a quote from this guy named Steekel. He's a great YouTuber. He really opens up your eyes to a lot of things that you probably have never heard about. But he says, "Why climb the mountain when you can snort it?" Like, that right there is like you know what I mean? Snow on a mountain, it's cocaine, right? So it's like, why climb the mountain? Why would you want to climb so difficult to change your life when you could just handle your problems just by getting fucking high, right? And that's the thing. That's the copium. The drugs is the copium.
The worst part is because, like, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. Drugs are probably the best feeling you'll ever get, unless you actually do climb Mount Everest. Like, you could literally have peak human experience for $35. That's what Sneaker said that. He said, yeah, you could go buy a pill of Molly for what, like $15 bucks,
$20, and then you could buy some chicken wings for $10, and you could be
or
like,
fucking,
think about that. You're on Molly.
Some shit. Like, that is
Molly is
peak human experience.
Molly is 10 times stronger than having sex for 12 hours straight. If you did not know that, and for the 6 hours, you're on that peak, right? And think about that, 10 times stronger than you having sex. So when you ejaculate, that dopamine, that rush is like,
which
really
is
strong.
To be
it's
like
10 times stronger than that.
Handle.
Right. It's and that's what Molly does to you. And that's peak. Like, he's like, damn, Gabe, that sounds fucking amazing. Let me go try Molly. Hey, man, go fuck up your life. I'm not stopping you. But like, the repercussions of it is just not as the same. It's like, when you felt that sense of accomplishment, I'm not gonna say there's a limit to how much dopamine you could take without drugs, but it's like, it's permanent. It's fucking permanent. Like, Molly, you're coming back to it. But when you get that sense of accomplishment, it's gonna stay there forever. Like, you did something what you thought wasn't possible. You did just like the example, we put people on the fucking moon. It's it's 2 million miles away. I don't even know how many miles away it is.
Imagine you walked up to a caveman or a pilgrim from the 1600s and said, "Yeah, you see that giant space rock up there? Yeah, we got people on there."
Yeah, we put people on there. They walked there. We did that.
They would look at you and say, "Are you fucking retarded?" Like,
we made cellular devices that connect to power systems and fucking have signals. It's ridiculous what we've done. And you're gonna sit here and tell me you can't learn through the fire and the flames because it's too hard? Ridiculous. Absolutely.
Like, you can't delete TikTok because what are you gonna fill your time with? You can't go and get a minimum wage job because what? Ooh, I don't have much free time.
School's too difficult. I can't balance my life. I have no free time. It's like, dude, come on. You got when are you gonna
put things in
perspective? You have to put yourself in front of adversity to learn, dude. You really do. You have to put yourself in these situations to learn. That's how you handle challenges. That's the whole grasp of this section. The way you handle challenges is by putting yourself in these difficult challenges and failing. That is literally how you handle them.
If you fail, good. If you fail, that's even better than succeeding. Because now you know the next time you go out there and try to accomplish something, now you know what you might have done wrong. And now you know how you can do it better. And now you can do it more efficiently, faster, better, all that shit. Like you think that these professional gamers that, like, are playing Valorant right now, like Sinatra, he came from Overwatch. How the fuck is that guy good at a tactical shooter, right? Oh, maybe it's because his aim is really good. No, it's because he knows how to get good at a fucking game. The best Overwatch player in the world transfers to Valorant. Guess what? One of the best Valorant players in the entire world. Like, it's just so crazy how once you learn how to do something and you failed so many times at doing something incorrectly, or you just know how to succeed because you've built it into your brain and it's just autonomous now, like, you can just do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's very true, very true. It's called there's so many dubbed coin termed name definitions. Literally, but I call it mastery. It's essentially where once it's the mindset of, holy shit, I did this. What else could I do? Like, literally, that's what that is. Like, it's holy shit, I did this. What, like, I could learn, I could do more. Like, it's kind of like the thing. It could be vice versa for motivation too. It's like, I want to go pro in Valorant, but I know I have to better my life and I have to wake up in the morning and jog. Okay, if you can't jog for 30 minutes, and how the fuck do you expect yourself to go pro because it takes 12,000 hours to do it?
Right.
It's like that right there is vice versa. It's like if you can't jog, don't even dream about going pro. If you can't jog for 30 minutes a day, don't even think about going pro, dude. Focus on that first, bro.
Train for if you can't do a 30-minute warm up, how do you expect to do well in your game? How do you expect to do well? Like, let's say, all right, I know a lot of people that are trying to go pro in Fortnite. 90% of them don't aim train. Like, what? Why? Why would you not? Like, what?
You know, the pros aim train. You really do. They've set the code expertise so many times.
And it's not even just that. It's like, why? Like, why would I? Why are you trying to? Like, just imagine if you had the best aim in the game, right? You were unpeakable every time they fucking tried to box like a fish. You 180, 200 bump them, right? Why not? Why would you not want that? Like, there's literally no deficits. There's only benefits. And you're telling me you can't sit there through a boring fucking 30-minute warm up. Maybe it's like 15 minutes. I do a 30-minute warm up, and then I do a 2-hour playlist before I go to sleep. Like, that's not. I don't feel that is too much because I've seen the results. I see my scores going up every day. I see my aim visibly improving. And it's like, you're telling me you can't do that because it's boring. It's fucking boring. Like, that's
clicking on circles is boring.
That's your fucking excuse to avoid improvement and avoid the change that you so desperately want. It's fucking boring.
You gotta wake up.
Like,
now, when I say wake up, you gotta, bro. Fuck.
That's the most annoying thing in the world to me, is the people who desperately want change but will absolutely do nothing in their power to change.
Very true. Very true. It's like it's like you bettering yourself is just a thought in your head, dude. That's like you can't see your own struggle, dude. You can't look at your life face value and realize what you're doing could potentially be wrong. Look at the ingredients in your cereal, bro. You'll see how bad that shit is for you, bro. Like, literally 1 cup of milk, it's got literally 8 grams of sugar. 1 cup of milk is 150 calories. Two cups of cereal is 190 times 2. What is that? 360? 360 plus 150 is 400. What is that? 430? Or 530?
It's a 500-calorie breakfast meal of 90%
It's a 500-calorie
sugar,
breakfast meal. It's a 500.
Yeah,
it's a 500-calorie breakfast meal with literally over 20 grams of sugar, bro. Like, that is so fucking bad for you. And it's like, it just have eggs. Like, simple solution. Just eat eggs for breakfast. It's cheaper. It's not. It's just eggs. Like, and it's so many people have their cereals for breakfast, man. Peanut butter and
jelly sandwich, bro. Make yourself.
That's even better. Surprisingly, dude. Sandwich. Peanut butter is natural. Well, somewhat natural. They have high fructose corn syrup. It's loaded in that bitch. Make sure you're grabbing actual jam that they make from from actual.
Low key apricot jam goes hard on toast. I'm not gonna cap.
You're going off subject.
Dude, but
toast is less than that, and less than toast is eggs, and less than eggs is egg whites. Like, egg whites is pure protein, bro. And you make your egg whites with some bacon, because bacon is fucking good for you as well.
If you're on a weight loss journey, by the way, how about instead of finding a replacement for your breakfast, you just don't eat breakfast? Holy shit. Big fucking idea.
Yeah, my advice if you're on a weight loss journey, coming from somebody who was fat, I lost 110 pounds, if you guys didn't know. coming from somebody who was fat, I recommend pimping out your cooking skills. I'm dead ass. Like if you enjoy, and I don't even recommend this for just weight loss. I don't even recommend this for weight loss. I recommend this literally for anybody. If you want to enjoy your life a little bit more, pimp out your cooking skills. Because like if you're cooking healthier, sexier, just like, and that sounds weird to call food sexy, but your food looks good. Like if you look at your food and you're like, God damn, I can't wait to fuck this shit up. Like that right there is you're just gonna love food more, man. You're gonna love your life more. It's gonna taste better. It's gonna feel better. You're making like you're chopping it up. You're fucking making up some goddamn. You're making up some cooked Brussels sprouts with some steamed broccoli on some rice with salmon. Like you're like, damn. Dude, you put some soy sauce on that bitch with some eggs. Like, bro, you are going to fuck with that shit. And if you're just eating plain old eggs and toast and it just looks lifeless on your plate, like make an omelet, bro. Make an omelet, dice it up, chop it up, put it in a bowl with some potatoes and put some ketchup on that bitch and make it look good, bro.
Make an egg sandwich, bro. Get a bagel, fry an egg, put some ham on there. Oh my god.
You know what's crazy though?
A little bit of ketchup.
That wraps. And when you do that, guess what it does? It improves your mentality. Damn, we wrapped it around a mentality again. You see how crazy that is? Mentality is literally fucking everything.
Possibly be.
Yeah, we are most far from the top. But guess what? Somehow we managed to still get back on track. Because when you fix up your game, you eat healthier food, and you do all that shit. Guess what? Improves your mentality. And guess what? Mentality wraps around everything's mental. I swear to fucking God, it is. If you look at like you can look at something that's not mental, it's gonna be mental. I promise you. But going on to that subject, what else can we talk about? We could talk about avoidance, the fear of failure.
Not only just that, but how to improve your mentality just in general is a good thing that most people are unaware of. So first of all, we did talk about
further in a growth mindset.
A little bit, but I was gonna say more about your environment and how like you're gonna change it. So
okay, hold on. What do you mean by environment?
Just let me talk, Gabe.
No. Because the thing, like we're asking each other questions. We're learning here. Explain environment.
Your physical environment, not emotional. Like what you can do to change your physical environment. Like
explain physical environment. What do you,
bro? Gabe, this is a podcast, bro. This is.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's podcasts are just conversations between me and you. We're not.
All right.
We don't always have to be talking to the audience. They may not know what environment is.
That's a good point, I guess. Okay, so your physical environment, it's like if you're trying to go pro in a game, right? And your setup looks like shit, right? Like your fucking room is dirty as fuck, or your physical environment, like where you're gaming is dark, drafty, not somewhere you want to be for 8 hours, somewhere that's going to take you off focus, like there's a lot of distractions around you. Change it. Like, that's literally what you have to do. You have to sit there and say, this is going to distract me, or this is bad for my environment. I'm going to eliminate it. And you can start doing that.
So you're saying piece by piece to remove things that you do badly.
I'm saying improve your life 1%
so if you,
at a time.
If you don't brush your teeth in the morning after you take your shower, brush your teeth, and then you've essentially improved your routine. Or if you don't brush your teeth and take care of your skin, do that, and you've essentially improved your routine.
It's just building a higher level of discipline, which the easiest way to do that, if you don't make your bed in the morning, make your bed in the morning. If you don't, just do things that are simple. If you wait until the end of the day or the end of the week or whatever, because I know some of you motherfuckers are filthy as shit, to take your dishes down from your room, go do that. Like, as soon as you finish eating, go take it down. That's discipline. And if you start doing that, things that are higher levels of discipline, like aim training for 2 hours, is literally just going to become a lot easier to you. You're just going to be like, okay, it's only like, it's pretty easy. I just do this and then I go do whatever I want.
You could probably put it like a math problem. It's like so aim training is 2 hours long, right? And you're like, damn, that's long as fuck. But if you say taking down your dishes is a minute, and you say making your bed is a minute, and you say brushing your teeth is a minute, you've essentially now made your aim training routine that was so hard 1 hour and 57 minutes less harder.
I would say
3 minutes less harder. So now you have an hour and 57 minutes.
Because with aim training, you can put on music, bro. You can put on a podcast. You can talk to your boys while you're aim training. And it doesn't have to be the highest level of intensity if you're not ready for that yet. Like, if you can't sit there for 2 hours at the highest level of intensity yet, then just sit there, talk to your boys, you know? Like, while you're aim training, just fucking throw on a Netflix movie on the side or something that you've already seen, so you don't have to pay attention.
Talk to me about intensity. What's intensity? Describe that to them.
Hold up.
Because we never dubbed it to him intense, or we never talked about intensity. Okay, so
intensity is like how hard are you working? Essentially, it's like, how much is this environment gonna keep you focused and keep you intrigued and keep you in the zone, right? So like, if I'm having a super intense game in Valorant, right, it's me being 100% focused, 100% in the game, not thinking about something else, not looking on my second monitor, not looking at my fucking Discord DMs, not looking at my phone, my Snapchat notifications, my TikTok DMs, bro. Not looking at that shit. I'm focused on the game. Everything that happens on my screen, I watched, right? I literally sat there and I did not move my feet, my legs, my chair, the entire game. That's an intense game. That's you at the highest level of intensity, is staying focused for that long. Which is not like an easy thing by any means. It is difficult to start building up that intensity. But the more intense your games are, the more intense what you're doing is, the more intense your practice is, the better the results are going to be.
Very true. Like, one of the best games to learn from, it said, if you're VOD reviewing, because VOD review. If you're VOD reviewing and you're looking at one of your games, or previously, when you're playing the game, and it's just like, damn, this is an extremely hard game. I feel like I cannot do a goddamn thing. Or maybe you're losing fucking 13-0, or maybe you're losing 13-6, because 13-6 is probably the highest you can get on a hard-ass losing game. And you're looking at this game, and you're like,
yo, hold up. Gabe, you sound robot-y right now for a second.
Did I?
Yeah. Wait, keep talking.
I don't know. We're still robot. We're good, right? You're
good now. You're good now.
All right, we're good. Well, so say you're playing with this difficult fucking game, absolutely hard, and that game is probably essentially, when you go back into the VOD, that's probably the best game you can get, because it was probably the most intense game you got, right? And you look at the VOD and you could see the mistakes that you're making. And when games feel like they're the hardest, that's the best you can learn from, because they're intense games, right? Intensity is like it's like if you're already growing, then it's essential to improve your growth, is what I would say. Growth is essential to improve your growth. It's like improve your girth. that's an ACOC reference right there, boys.
On God.
But it's essential to improve your growth. So it's like, if you're aim training for 45 minutes and you've done it for so long subconsciously, you should probably think about, like, you know what I mean, leaving your Discord calls, or setting down your phone, or turning off your music.
Or even finding
sounds weird.
Scenarios. Finding harder scenarios or more intense.
That works too.
Or even picking up a different kind of routine. So like, me and Gabe, we recently started doing the voltaic benchmarking. If you have been aim training, if you've been aim training for a while and you really feel like you're kind of plateauing, try that. It'll put you in your fucking place, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I thought I was good. I had good static scores, good clicking scores. I had great flicking scores until I realized that voltaic was the thing, and then I was stuck. I'm gold complete. Let's just say that. Gold complete is not bad, and that's definitely the above average, but I am nowhere near the people who are fucking Astra or Grandmaster complete, right?
Yo, if you aim train and you like, and you're enjoyer of aim, go fucking look up VT Yams and tell me that kid isn't the best player you've ever seen in your life.
Go look up VT Yams if you're an enjoyer of aim.
Just go look him up. Just go look up.
But
go look him up.
For reference,
podcast. Shout out to that guy. He's fucking disgusting.
Explaining what I mean, for reference, Grandmaster players and Astra Complete players can get to Radiant strictly off of aiming, and that sounds crazy, and it's because it is. Those people are that good at aiming.
They're the ASUs of the world. If any of you guys watch ASU, or if you know who that guy is, fuck ASU, dude. He's too damn good. Like, he's one of those guys where you see and you go, damn, this guy's just tens, bro. This guy's just talented as fuck. But he's one of those guys where he took his talent and said, I'm going to make this the best I can. And he started working at it. And that's why his aim's fucking cracked.
Yeah. So aim trainers. After VOD review. You know what I mean? Make sure you like you need aim training. If you touch a mouse and you're a first person shooter kind of guy, you need aim training. Deadass, bro. Even for Fortnite, even though it's a third person shooter, you still fucking need it. Aim training is essential to any shooter game. I'd say that.
Actually, for Fortnite, you probably need it more because Fortnite's the most aim intensive game out there. Which some of you fucking FPS nerds are not gonna like me saying that, but it's just the truth. Everything in that game is aiming.
Look, CS:GO is so much harder at aiming. What do you? No,
it's just not.
It's a lot of crosshair placement, dude.
90% of the game is just if I put my crosshair on the right spot, the kid dies.
Yeah. And same thing with Valorant. Valorant's also if I put my crosshair on the right spot, they die. What about the jet setup jet?
I would say it's a little bit less, yeah. You know?
I guess. Yeah.
What about the Viper molly? Put your fucking crosshair where the Viper's head is gonna be before he plants the bomb, dumbass.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, for Fortnite, if you're a Fortnite player, the game's fucking. You need aim trainers, and the community on Fortnite. We're not even gonna go near that shit. I'm not even gonna touch Fortnite anymore. The game's fucking trash. I'm not even gonna try to post that. We went wrong with hypothetically podcast. We try to incorporate Fortnite. Absolutely not. The Fortnite community is so toxic, and I can confidently say that every single one of you will not go pro because you are doing the wrong things, and I don't give a shit who you are.
The one thing I'll say about Fortnite, you make Fortnite players, and I'm saying this generally, and I don't give a fuck if you're a good Fortnite player, you guys make the esports scene look like a joke.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. Just fucking
the things
toxic,
you do, like stop warming up, stop fucking
claiming drop spots, egoing people over fucking $10 in a tournament. Like, bro, grow the fuck up. Get better at the game if you want to get better at the game.
Very true, very true. It's like Fortnite competitive scene, or the Fortnite community is just, it's so bad because it's built on the industry that it's like, one, it's toxic. Two, it doesn't tell you the right things to get good at. Like, you think you getting your mechanics up is going to make you good at scrims. Like, what the fuck? Use your brain for that. Literally use your brain for that.
You guys think that playing 7 hours of creative is going to make you a good player? Fuck no.
Like, if I get good at creative, I'm going to be good at playing zone. Like, if I play Zone Wars, I'm going to get good at playing in, like, actual games. It's like, no, play actual games to get good at actual games.
All right, that's our Fortnite.
Like aim trainers
hit lap, hit lap.
Yeah.
That's
hit
our
lap,
Fortnite rap. Okay, so here's the one thing in this podcast I was fucking hyped to talk about, even though this is this doesn't
emotional
flow,
regulation, boys.
But this is the most important part of the podcast. This will make your entire life 100 times better if you can implement this emotional regulation. So, Gabe, would you like to start us off with a definition?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is emotional regulation? So think about it like a dial, okay? So this is your emotion. You're playing a game. You're inside of this game, and you have a dial. And this dial. So say your dial is cranked to normal. It's like in the green square. You know what I mean? And this dial of emotional regulation can change. It's more like one of those little fluctuator, the little things that you see, like the heat pipes that go from like red to green to yellow, or green to yellow to red, either or, no matter where it is, depending on your country. But it's like your emotional regulation is this little diameter. What the fuck is it called? I don't care, but we'll keep it at a dial, and it's on the green. And it's like as you play the game, or maybe you rage or you get upset, this dial starts to crank up. You start to get angry. You start to get mad. That's your emotional regulation. Like that's your a lower sense of emotional regulation. But essentially what it is emotional regulation is being completely aware that you may be acting on emotional impulse and dialing it back, using that dial to basically essentially
advantage.
Calm it down, right? You're basically like letting yourself be calm and recognizing that you're not going to get angry and being capable of controlling your emotions. That's emotional regulation. That's what that means. It's literally in the saying, if you know what a regulation means. But it's like that. It's the dial. You're tuning it down.
It's I would say, probably the second hardest thing to change about your entire life. Like I'm so serious.
It's your emotions. Yeah, first it's your mentality, then your emotions. Literally, that's how it goes.
And then, like, okay, so just think about it. Just think about how many times per day you act on impulse, right? Just sit there and you don't have to actually like tally them up, but go through one day and just start thinking about, why did I do that? Oh, I did that because I was mad. Oh, if I'm not mad, I wouldn't have done that stupid thing. Oh, guess what? Maybe I should implement emotional regulation. Even if it's one thing per day. Imagine if you didn't do one stupid thing per day. Holy fuck.
And it's probably not even close to one thing per day.
It's definitely a lot more because once
you're probably here from emotional impulse.
Right. Once you are okay with knowing the fact that you're definitely acting on emotions like 80% of the time, once you've accepted that and you start looking for when you're acting emotionally, that's when it becomes, that's the first step, right? Is noticing and initiating your action, noticing consciously,
intellectualizing a task,
right? Understanding that the action you did was based on emotion. And then the second challenge, the probably a harder challenge, is to identify what the emotion was. And it's really difficult because most people don't even know what they're feeling like 90% of the time. Like some people will get a text message and they'll fucking smile out their phone because it's their fucking little crush from school, right? And then what do you, like, they couldn't name the emotion they're feeling at that moment, right? Or let's say you fucking, someone like yells at you and you're like all sad about it. You couldn't name the emotion you're feeling there because it's hard to. Like, it is hard to recognize what emotion you're feeling. But if you can start getting better at it, yeah. If you could start first, like, to start doing that, it's looking back. Obviously, it's looking back at what made you feel what way. And, like, it's really, really, really helps to have an emotional journal. Because we're men. It's not a diary. It's a journal. I swear to God.
You want to talk about diversity? We'll talk about men get journals instead of diaries. Let's categorize that shit, motherfuckers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, men don't get to express their feelings. Men have to deal with men can't cry in public. If a man cries in public, he's a pussy. If a woman cries in public, she's upset, and let's make her feel better. Yeah, so listen, if you're a man, bottle up your struggles, motherfucker, because you're not getting help.
No, but
sorry,
for real,
just had to go on it.
For real though, start a mentality journal. It sounds cringe and fucking gay at first, right? But if you start documenting it and saying, so here's the first day that I did for mine, actually. Day 1, January 1st, 25, or January 1st, January 25th, 2022. After the first block of the day, I ran into a Smurf from both games. I did not get mad at the Smurf. I had a moment of non-clarity during the games due to frustration, but I was able to recover mostly and play the rest of the block out without, like, non-clarity, right? So that's straight from my emotional mentality journal, right? And so why is that good is a question that a lot of people would be having. It's good because you get good at recognizing your emotions. You get good at noticing why you had the emotion. And then you can really document your response to the emotion. And that's the important part, is what was the response to the emotion that you had, right? Because if you can start noticing that response, you can then change the response. You can then alter your response, even if it's not like a huge alteration. Like if it's, instead of getting mad and slamming your desk, you get mad and go, man, that was really annoying, and then take 10 deep breaths. You can be mad at that moment, but you've now changed your response for the betterment of your mentality.
Right. And dude, emotional regulation is so fucking essential to anyone's rank because you'll watch the pros, and those guys are like professionals at it, and they've dealt with emotional regulation for a long time. You'll see them get frustrated, and it depends on the situation because they do care about the games a lot too. Yeah, most of the time it's for content, but you'll see them get really upset at the games and for content. But you'll see them not actually get really upset at the games, and they'll be like they'll die, and like you'll see Sinatra blank face a death pretty much. Like how Sinatra handles a death and how you handle a death are completely different.
You could watch Sinatra get run and gun when he made a perfect Radiant level play, perfect professional player level play actually, and it is the most perfect that a play could get. And he'll die to like a fucking run and gun vandal 70 meters away, and he will not get mad. He will sit there, and then he'll talk to his chat. And you know why? Because that is an extremely high level of emotional regulation. Me there, I'd be like, damn, that was fucking annoying as shit.
Or I'm like, dude, he's fucking running gunning, man. Fuck.
Like, bro, he really does
so bad, bro.
Exactly. And that most people's response would be like, what the fuck? They'd wardell their desk, bro. They'd go fucking, on their desk. And
they'd go ape shit, yeah.
Yeah. And then from that, like, you can then determine like what's going on with your emotions, or a lot of people have just, first of all, they have a lot of problems with noticing that they're an emotional person, because everyone's an emotional person, or most people, 99.9% are emotional people. And that's like a big problem, because when I go and I tell people that they had an emotional response, you know what their first response is to that? Wasn't emotional. That was bullshit.
Hello, that's emotional response. Right? That's literally what that is.
Right. So like, I guarantee you I could name like 5 ways that you've probably had an emotional response. 1, if you play Valorant, I mean. 1, the enemy team is shitting on you, right? Like, the enemy team, they're just, like, unpeakable. This fucking Viper's the best player in the world. He took fucking 30 Adderalls before he played this game, right?
Right.
Another one is, no matter what you do, you can't, like, win the round. Like, even if you are trying your fucking best and you're losing your team the game, and you're actually not trolling, you're doing everything that you thought was the correct play, and you're losing your team the game, I'm sure that'd frustrate you, because I've been in that situation and it frustrated me. And first of all, not first of all, but that's one of the best VODs to look at, by the way. Another way would be dying to a run and gun. Just dying to a run and gun. Just, that's it. Just, if you've ever died to someone running around a corner, bro. If you've ever died to someone running around a corner with a gun, anything except the Spectre, dude, I gotta tell you, man, I died to a run and gun earlier today, and I was a little upset about it.
Sage in our game.
Dude, calm down. They don't know, Gabe.
I didn't die to the run and gun.
You died to a shorty 4 times in a row.
All right, I'm done. Podcast's over. But no, emotional regulation, man. Fuck, it's important. Like, emotion, they almost go hand in hand. They really do. Mentality affects emotion, and emotion affects mentality.
Mentality, bro. So like, everything we're talking about essentially will affect mentality. Well, everything in any episode will affect mentality, actually. But
very true, because mentality is
everything.
Everywhere. It's in your shoes. It's in your sneakers. It's the reason you bought your shoes. It's the materialistic. It's the reason your parents are alive.
Were making the shoes in fucking, I don't know, China.
Yeah, man. Mentality's everywhere, dude. It's everywhere. And the way you fix your mentality, and like I said, I'll give you the math here. It's the 99 and 1. 99% of you are gonna hear the shit. It's gonna go in your ear. It's gonna go out the other. The 1% of you are gonna take this shit to heart, and you're gonna change your life around. And that, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm not 1% because the statistics are there. I'm immortal, sub 5K. I fucking did it. And I'm still doing it. And I'm still gonna get better. I'm gonna be that 0.001%. So not just that 1%. Actually, no, I am the 0.4% was my highest. I'm gonna be that 0.1%, aka Radiant. But you know me, I'm on that grind. We stay grinding.
But we don't even get 100 views for a podcast. So like, now what? Not even one person is gonna be changed.
Very true, very true. But I mean, they're out there. The videos are lost in the YouTube algorithm.
It's about
the videos are lost in the sauce. Yes, sir. The videos are lost in the sauce. But yeah, coming to a let's come to an outro here because it's 59 minutes and 59 seconds right here. We just hit an hour. If I can applaud, everybody applaud. We just hit an hour. Hour long. Wait, no, I fucked up the intro. Wait, is it an hour long podcast? We keep going. We keep going.
It's fine.
How do we do this? No. We're just gonna keep doing the outro. Quote of the day. What's wrong with us? What's the quote of the day?
True. Quote of the day.
Let me get it out.
Try new things to think new things. That's the new quote.
Oh, did we do Seek Redemption through Progress? We did, huh?
We did that one like both episodes, I think.
Fuck, it's fine. I'm gonna keep scrolling for quotes. Oh, a good quote for the mentality. Great quote for the mentality. I got the quote page. Here we go. Said by Adam Robinson. Everything makes sense. Your view on reality just doesn't make sense. So really look at that and take that into perspective, because essentially what that means is you need to wake the fuck up, because the world is fine. The world is completely fine. The world is not changing. You are just refusing to make change. And you think the world is changing because everybody is.
I got you.
Bonus quote?
Yeah, 2 for 1 if you made it this far. You can only change yourself once you stop keeping your own secrets.
Oh, third quote. The easiest person to lie to. The easiest person to lie to is yourself. That's the third quote because it wraps on the second. Let's go, man. Let's go. The easiest person to lie to is yourself. So don't be lying. Are you aim training long enough? Are you practicing long enough? Are you working hard enough? Don't lie to yourself, motherfucker, because you think that this is all you're capable. Do you think that this is all you're capable of? You will be capable of this, because that's the limit you put yourself on. Congratulations. You're a fucking idiot. And I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to you at the same time, because don't limit yourself. If you think you're capable of so much more, then you will be.
All right, guys.
But
that's
if you
the
don't,
we'll see you in the next
one. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Drop a like on the video.
It's your guy's favorite ACOC here.
It's your guy's favorite cock here. I mean ACOC.
Both. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, no, it's 1 minute and 20.